Hey, we've started a new club. We started.
And with that, welcome to DMac SMaK for the 13th of November, 2025. What a night for Nikola Jokic. We'll get into the details of that in just a second. Bummed out Bo, you've never seen such a joyless 8-2 quarterback in your life. And your moment of Zen, a couple of them, one with Riley Moss calling out white wide receivers and Russell Wilson desperate for money. But it was an unbelievable night for the Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. We're brought to you by Journey Spice. Thank you, Journey Spice. They're always by my side in singles, doubles, quads. What Journey Spice does for food is like what Nikola Jokic does for basketball. And if you want to just get in on Journey Spice real quick, just hit this QR code and you'll be all set. Use the code GETSPICY at Amazon.com and you will save yourself. Can you believe it? 10%. Thank you, Andon and Rosa. No matter what the meal is, Journey Spice always tastes delicious. And they have new packaging machines that look great. Listen, it's this QR code that makes it so easy. Just like Nikola Jokic scoring buckets. It was incredible. More on Journey Spice in just a minute and more from Nikola Jokic. But let me just tell you his line tonight. I mean, it was absolutely remarkable in the Nuggets win over the Clippers, 130-116, a game in which they trailed at halftime by 5 points, but they outscored the Clippers 43-22 in the third quarter. They were actually outscored 26-24 in the fourth, but it didn't matter. Nikola Jokic, 55 points, 12 rebounds, only 6 assists, 78.3% field goal shooting, 18 of 23, made 14 of 16 free throws, and made 5 of 6 three-pointers. Are you freaking kidding me? And they did get a win. I believe they're now 1-5 in games that Nikola Jokic actually has 50 points. It's crazy. And what Jokic has done in the past 3 games is remarkable as well. 6 games. He has averaged 35.8 points per game, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, and almost 2 steals. He was voted the player of the week, rightfully so. The numbers are phenomenal. The play is phenomenal. The person is phenomenal. The Nuggets record is incredible. Now they sit at 9-2, and this is on a back-to-back. Remarkable. Just absolutely remarkable. I can't stress that enough. David Adelman after.
And obviously there's a reason why you got it. I just want to Look, third quarter, great teams, man. It's offense and defense, 43-22 in this building. Okay, the response from a really kind of lackadaisical first half. I thought the energy was great to start there. And the other thing is, I'm going to keep bringing this up. Jonas comes to the game, plays great. I take him out of the game. There's no response. He just wants to win. And that's who we got to be, man. We've got to be that team. Okay, I love to see that. That's leadership and professionalism. And the most important thing I want to talk about right now, blackout day. Bring it in.
Yeah, the Nuggets are off in Los Angeles. They're staying the night in Los Angeles, and they have nothing to do tomorrow. They have a complete day off. They don't fly to Minnesota until Friday, the game on Saturday. So that does not happen that often. So I hope the guys are feeling okay from their well-deserved, however they're feeling. Amazing start to the season. Nikola Jokic on with Scott and Chris after game. This is fantastic as they talk to him about his incredible efforts. Oh, man, so incredible. Well done, guys. Great interview with Nikola and the Beardos. A nice little theme for this, what may be a little remarkable season as we're trying to think of the significant players on the team. The only one we could think of that has no facial hair, whatever, in terms of some sort of beard is Peyton Watson. I don't know. He's so young. I don't know if he can grow a beard. But the Beardos at it again. David Adelman on the game and Jokic.
How does it feel to finally win a Nikola Jokic 50-point game?
I've never really thought about it, to be honest. Just trying to win the games as best we can. Yeah, we've had some games, that you're right, where he's done some historical things, and we just haven't finished it at the end. But this game was memorable because of him in the first half, is why we were in the game. And then the team in the third quarter was incredible. The energy, just on both ends. And we made shots in the third quarter, but our defense really picked up. We looked a little slow to everything in the first half outside of 15. So just a really good team win.
David Adelman was asked by Bennett, who's a great guy, about did you struggle actually with the decision to put Jokic back in with about 6 minutes to go? And Adelman almost got, a tad offended because, you could imply that you were trying to, Jokic already had over 50 points at the time, but Adelman put it this way.
Was that your call? Was that him wanting to go back in? What did you kind of feel in that spot?
I feel like in the NBA, if you're not up by 40 points, you're going to put your best players back in to make sure you get to a certain point to win the game. There's zero disrespect in that. There was no, how many points does he have? I definitely, because he had sat for a while with Jonas, how good Jonas was playing. I thought about it, but I did think they started to press us. And he's one of our best ball handlers. He's a guy that can, bleed the clock. He's one of the best players alive. And so if you're trying to win games in the NBA, 17 points, 18 points, it's not that big of a deal with 5 minutes to go with a bunch of guys that, by the way, made 16 threes. And the guys that were in the game, Batum had 2, Sanders 3, Miller had 5. And so it would be stupid for me not to put my best players back in to make sure we win the game.
Coach.
Okay, we got it. David Adelman will join us later today on the radio show. We'll also have Adam Schefter on talking about the NFL. And like I said, they got a day off and they get back at it practice-wise on Friday, fly to Minnesota, and take on the Timberwolves on Saturday. 9-2. What a game. What a season so far for Nikola Jokic. Bummed out Bo. Why is Bo Nix so depressed? We'll get to that in a second.
There's a world of flavor out there, and to find it, you have to take the journey. Journey Spice Company handcrafts the most premium spice and seasoning blends that have no sugar, no salt, are certified USDA organic, non-GMO, vegan-friendly, and always planet-friendly. You are going to love serving amazingly delicious creations while knowing you helped reduce single-use plastics. Make sure to search for Journey Spice Company on Amazon today.
Use the code GETSPICY and save yourself 10% at Amazon.com. We love you, Journey Spice. Let's get to the Broncos injury report, and that'll help frame everything else that's going on here today. And you can see for the first time in quite a while, there's quite a few guys on the injury report. Looks like Surtain's going to need another week off, and we know Alex Singleton is dealing with surgery from testicular cancer. Meanwhile, we see Sherfield has a toe. He didn't participate. Jonah Ellis, a hamstring. He didn't go. J.K. Dobbins, we're afraid a mid-foot Liz Frank, which would end his season. Hopefully it's not that bad. And we got Nate Atkins with a knee. Meanwhile, back in action is Garrett Willow, which is good because you're a little soft at inside linebacker. And Marvin Mims, he's back too. The Broncos sign little Jordan Humphrey, which is interesting. Maybe they knew that Sherfield actually has a little bit of an injury, which he does. That's kind of news, and that makes more sense. So little Jordan Humphrey was signed off of the Giants practice squad. Here is Sean talking about little Jordan.
As we're into this run, having depth, we know the player really well. One of his strengths is his football IQ. He can play a lot of different spots, and I think it was we had that roster availability.
Okay, makes sense. Meanwhile, on Dobbins,
nothing's been decided yet, and at some point, there'll be more clarity with him and some of these other players.
How do you plan and prepare for the Chiefs?
It's our league. You've heard me say that, and we've played teams earlier in the season that have been in this position. I won't get into any of the individuals, but it has to be the next man up, and we just finished a pretty good stretch. Now we'll play one game in 23 days, I believe it is. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
There was an interesting moment while being asked about Alex Singleton. Sean revealed something. I want you to listen carefully. Now, the essence of this question is about Singleton, but note this.
I was there. Look, there was a meeting Bo had with George, myself, Alex, his wife, and they went through everything. And at that very moment, there's more certainty or clarity now. But at that moment, it puts kind of everything in perspective relative to, our players' health, our health.
Okay, fine. But did you catch the beginning of that? Let me play it for you again.
I was there. Look, there was a meeting Bo had with George, myself, Alex. There
was a meeting Bo had with George and myself. And then Alex Singleton came in with his wife. I don't think they're bringing Bo Nix in on meetings about Alex Singleton and what he's going through. There was a meeting with Bo, myself, and George. Why? What was that all about? That kind of slid under the radar a little bit, but we are hearing things, and Jeff Legwall spoke on it on our show, that there's a discontentment or a disconnect or something's going on. So clearly there is something going on. And you could tell by Bo's temperament that this is the unhappiest 8-2 quarterback I've ever seen in my life. So we're having meetings with the coach, the quarterback, and the general manager. And then we're here on Wednesday. Here is Bo being asked about playing with joy and finding happiness. I swear to God, that was the question.
Well, I think it's great to win games. Honestly, it keeps you confident, excited throughout the week, because it's a lot tougher to lose these games when you have things to work on, as opposed to winning them and knowing that you got things to work on, but you're winning games, and so you have a really good team to begin with because you're finding ways, and then when it starts clicking for you, it's going to be that much better. So we probably take for granted winning the games because we're not, it's not aesthetically pleasing, or it's not as good as we want it to look, but at the end of the day, you play to win, and a win is the only thing that's going to matter in weeks to come. They don't care about stats, they don't care about what it looked like or if the offense or defense played well. They just care if you won. So we just got to find reasons to continue to win, and I do think that when we start playing, with all three phases of the game, all three playing well, I think it's going to be a lot more fun.
Question was about fun and joy. That is like the least fun and joy thing I've ever seen in my life. Sean speaking about making things a bit easier for Bo.
I think it's not it's not Bo. I mean, I think it's part of the whole process offensively, and constantly in our game planning this week. Certainly opponents vary what they do scheme-wise. This is a pressure team, and so our job each week, we're always looking to find easy completions. When I look at the touchdown reel on Mondays, I've said this to you before, sometimes you look at a play and you just say, player, he went up, made a great play. And then sometimes someone's wide open and you click that button, you save it, and that was scheme. And so we're constantly looking at, how can we find, those throws that that fit the scheme and the defense you're attacking.
Wow. Okay. Again, the team is 8-2. And we thank our great friends at Journey Spice for sponsoring DMac SMaK. Save yourself 10% using the code GetSpicy at Amazon.com. This next one's a little bit long, but I thought it was important to play. This is the end of Bo's press conference today. And I do respect the things that he's saying there, because clearly this is a grind for him right now. This is not feeling free. There's not a flow. You're having meetings with the general manager and the coach. You're finding out one of your teammates has cancer. It was a good time for a bit of a break. And we're all hoping that the offense can somehow keep pace with a sensational and maybe elite NFL-wise defense. But the weight of the world seems to be heavy on young Mr. Nix.
That's a great question. For whatever reason in life and in football, people think that we have this opportunity to doubt or question or hype up or tear down, these guys. And it's really in sport in general. We make this entertainment business a lot bigger than what it is, and we forget that, everybody's just out here having a good time, having fun, doing the best they can. But for me, it's quite simple, really. I delete all my social media. I don't even have it. So unless somebody says it to my face, I don't really hear it. And nobody's ever bold enough to say it to your face. So really, I don't.
True,
don't
by the way.
social
True.
Media. There was a time to where it was early on in my career.
Let me just pause that there for a second. He is so right. I've been in this business a long time, and I take a lot of heat every single day. I can count on one hand people who have actually come up to my face to say the same things they'll say to me online. So I'm with you on that, Bo. I'm with you. I think that's a smart move to ignore that junk.
At Auburn, we were undefeated. We went to Florida and we lost, and that's when I really actually got to know the bad side of this sport. And it's unfortunate for sure, but at the same time, it's what comes with the territory, and it's also a gift because it allows other people to see how you respond to adversity. And there's a lot of younger kids out there. There's a lot of people who want to be in our shoes. They want to grow up and be, just like us, and hopefully they're.
Yeah, I mean, it's a case of be careful what you ask for, right? It's awesome being a pro athlete and making millions of dollars, obviously. But the level of pressure that comes with it is unlike anything at any other level. And you can feel it, can't you? You can feel it with Bo right now. He knows what the deal is, but it doesn't lessen the burden.
They're better, but it's good for them to see that not everything's pretty, not everything's happy-go-lucky. It definitely doesn't go like you planned. If it was like I planned, I would have won every national championship in college. We would have won the Super Bowl last year, and we'd be undefeated right now. But unfortunately, the other team is trying to do the same thing. So, life's not about being fair. You're going to go through ups and downs. You're going to be faced with adversity. And honestly, a lot of people aren't going to like you. And I think the thing that it comes down to, the Bible talks about humility. The Bible talks about not being selfish. And it would be selfish for me to think that, I owe, or I'm owed a certain amount of a respect or something else. And it's like, we're all human. We're all going through this battle together. But when the Bible talks about humility, it's all about seeing other people, being a great teammate, being a great role model to other people who are watching. At the end of the day, you just got to do your best. And, the best is good enough for me, and the best is good enough for the Lord. That's all he asks you to do. And so I'm proud to be in this situation. I know it's not easy, but, a lot of things in life worth having aren't easy. And so I can promise you, win a Super Bowl one day, people are going to say the same thing. My dad's won state championships, and he's.
I mean, can you tell Bo is having like a bit of a therapy session right now? He's getting some really deep sort of topics and thoughts. These are the things that are pressing on him. And you know what? Usually up at these press conferences, he's actually kind of boring. It's pretty cliche. It's pretty quick. It's not rude. It's professional, but it's not all that interesting. Bo is like really showing his emotions here and where he is. Take that for what it's worth. And he goes on to talk about the fact that, people are unforgiving even when you succeed.
Got come off the field and people are like, hey coach, you think we can run the ball more next year? And like, we just won the state championship. It just so there's always going to be negativity, always going to be people in positions that literally have no idea what it's like, no idea what we're going through, but at the end of the day it truly is a blessing because you can impact other people.
All right, well, that's a young man who's struggling right now, folks. I don't know what else to tell you. He's struggling with some emotions and some confidence and all sorts of stuff. So I'm empathetic. I mean, you get the criticism and you get the attention because you get the money and you got the job and all of that. But that's in my opinion, that's a young man that's burdened right now. So, hey man, I it's like he's trying to talk himself into, hey, it's just a game. It's no big deal. There's bigger things in my life. He's got a beautiful young wife. She's pregnant. There are bigger things in his life, but these are the things that are weighing on him right now. Tough sort of deal, man. So I wish the best for Bo Nix and the offense. And I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep all that in mind when I move forward talking about Bo and perhaps being critical or not being critical, and appreciate the fact that this team is really good. And it's been a hell of a season. Let's not forget that. All right, we'll have more specifically on the Broncos and the Chiefs tomorrow on DMac SMaK, and more with myself and Coach Mike Sanford on Altitude After Dark. That drops later tonight at 8:30. So make sure you tune in for that. And, of course, make sure you listen to Columbus, Hastings, and DMac. We'll go through all of this stuff. We'll have our own therapy session. Meanwhile, we're having fun with the podcast. Closed on Sundays with Pat Surtain, and they had Riley Moss on as a guest. This is a hoot. Here is Riley Moss talking about the challenges of covering fast guys and white wide receivers.
Fastest on the team right now.
This is a hot debate, bro. Hot debate. Like, Pat's going to say himself, and I'm going to say myself.
Pat, you think you're the fastest on the team?
Of course.
Do you think you're faster than Jameer?
I think I like my chances.
That's not a yes, though.
It's not a confident yes, though. I seen Jameer run. He could run. That boy got gas.
Do you think you're faster than J-Mo?
Nah. I ain't gonna lie. That boy different.
It be some underrated receiver. Has it been anybody in the league that you lined up and he was like, damn, he fast. He way faster than he look on tape?
There's obviously not that many white receivers in the league, right? If I'm guarding one of them, I'm like, yeah, like I'm the this.
You the one. Right? Hey, what Pat say? Hey, hold on. You gotta have your Pat voice. He say, I'm the one.
I'm the one.
Pierce from the Colts, I mean, took off on me, bro. They hit a deep ball on me, and it was a speed release, too. I didn't even have a chance. He took off. Probably him, to be honest with you.
I'm the one. I love it. That podcast, at least the clips of it have been fantastic, so good for them. All right, your moment of Zen. I need to point out what Russell Wilson's net worth is. According at least to the AI generator there on the old Googles, reading, Russell Wilson and Sierra have combined a net worth of $185 million as of 2025. Russell Wilson, 165, Sierra around 20 million. And who knows how much other money they have. They had enough to buy the most expensive home and take a $2 million hit on it in the history of Denver. I know that. So why in the world is now third string quarterback Russell Wilson, who is making at least $10.5 million, because I don't think he's going to hit many incentives, get out over 20. But at bare minimum, he's making $10.5 million. Why is this joker on Cameo? Can you believe how pathetic this is? Oh my God.
Guys, Russell Wilson here. I'm super excited about doing something I want to do for years. You guys have been asking for. Inspirational videos about faith, life, sports. Anything you guys need, come your way. Unlimited videos on Cameo. Let's go.
Your dream for years is to do videos on Cameo? Hey, listen, man, if you want to just put out videos about inspiration and overcoming loss, or, I mean, whatever you want to talk about, go for it. It's called YouTube. Just put it out there. And by the way, the average video I read $333 for Russell Wilson. If you want Russell Wilson to wish your daughter a happy birthday and inspire her. There are some sad and pathetic things, and I'm not saying people who are on Cameo are sad and pathetic people, but I mean, 185 million net worth between the two of you, and you're doing Cameo videos? Goodness gracious.
It would be stupid for me not to put my best players back in to make sure we win the game.
Coach,